Hi, welcome to the Career Compendium, where we provide resources to help our learners grow and succeed in their careers. And over the past few years, our careers have looked very different. Instead of going into an office every day, most of us are partially or completely working remotely. And while working from home absolutely has its benefits, one of the things that it can sort of present a challenge with is making and utilizing professional connections. But I have good news. When you are looking to maintain and create those connections, what you really have to root yourself in is one thing: intentionality. Because those casual and serendipitous bump ins in the office don't really happen anymore. So it's up to you to intentionally make those connections and reach out. So the first thing, right, is just establishing the cadence. Now, depending on your partnership, that could look like meeting with someone weekly, it could look like it being monthly or quarterly, whatever that looks like for you and this person in the professional relationship that you're in, but setting up that cadence. Another way to be intentional about creating those connections is by sort of expanding your viewpoint, because there are lots of opportunities even if you can't go to the potluck. They have a lot of companies have ERGs, right? Employee resource groups, that if you affiliate with them, you can be a part of them. Or I know for me, I happen to be a part of a Slack channel who has a similar interest group. I personally am a foodie, so I enjoy being a part of that Slack group and connecting and communicating with people who I wouldn't normally. And finally, the last thing to sort of root yourself in with that intentionality is being intentional with the humanity that you bring to that connection. With Zoom calls, it can feel very transactional, right? I need this, you need to do that, here's the deadline. And don't get me wrong, when the pressure's on, those meetings have to happen. But when it's a little calmer, when the deadline isn't looming, making sure that you acknowledge that you're talking to another person on the other end of that laptop. And that's not just a manager, that's a manager with kids, or a manager with a dog, or a manager whose home city is right now 102 degrees. And when you start sort of taking time and connecting with them on a personal level, even if it's just for a few minutes, you are building that connection on a deeper level where you're not only getting to know and respect them as a professional, you're showing genuine interest in them as a person. So by rooting yourself in that intentionality with getting it scheduled, holding yourself accountable for that cadence, expanding your network and the people that you relate to, as well as bringing your humanity to those communications, will help you craft and maintain and effectively utilize those meaningful connections at work. Thank you so much. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.